Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'll show you how to fit these stair runners with brass stair rods as well. So here's the carpet. It's been cut down on the width, and as you can see on the ends it's got some runoff from the machine after they've whipped it. Now I think if you look at it, it looks pretty good. You're never going to get a perfect colour match on these edges, but the whipping's pretty tight and it looks pretty good to me. So I've already started on this staircase and I've already put some at the top, and as you can see we've got brass stair rods. That's what they're called, stair rods. Now they're the original stair rods on this staircase. So all I did is I took them off with the old carpet, and then the customer wanted me to put them back on. So what you want to do is make sure that it overlapped both sides equally, so it looks pretty good. There's a bit of wiggle room in these brackets. I didn't move the brackets. The customer wanted them left because it had all been painted, so he didn't want them moving. But normally the brackets go right on the edge of the binding, the whipping on the sides. So the underlay doesn't have any gripper in that crease, so this is done without any gripper. I'm going to use that stapler later. So I've cut it 1 inch short on the sides so the carpet flops over so you don't see the underlay. I've stapled right on the edge to hold the underlay in place, and I've actually glued the underlay down to stop it from opening up. You want the underlay as secure as you can, and that's the prep work basically. Right, so when you're doing a runner like this, you want to make sure that all the pieces of the carpet, if you have to cut the carpet up into bits obviously to do down the stairs, that they're all the same width, so when they're whipped all the whipping and everything all lines up. So I'm just cutting off some excess that the machine, when it whips, it just runs on a little bit. Just cutting that off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the excess to the backing of the carpet. Because if I cut that off right at the top, it's going to fray. So if you can glue the excess to the back, that's not going to be pulled up by the hoover or anything like that, or any animals. And it's not going to fray, so you want it underneath, just sealed out the way. So I'll do the same on the other side, cut some excess off and just spray it to the back, so it just glues it out the way. You're not going to see it on the top, you're not going to see a lump or anything because it's wafer thin. You know, it's a piece of wool. So you can F3 these to the underlay or just spray them. I'm only just spraying them because, well, F3 you would have to change the underlay to an F3, like sort of like not a paper back or paper fronted underlay, but that doesn't matter. But yeah, sprayed on. So we're going to make sure she's in place, that she's far enough off the side of the stairs, and she's going to line up both sides with the whipping, and there's enough cupping up that step so you can poke in behind. So I'm just checking with a tape measure, making sure I've got an equal spacing both sides. That she's square. Doesn't look like she's square to me, so I've just got to adjust it. She's really fighting with me today, isn't she? So we'll check again. Square. I can't really see because it's quite dark, but that's equal all the way. Now the pile is facing the right way. The pile should be running down the stairs. Right, we're just folding the edges on the sides, folding them underneath. And I'll use my lino knife to tuck it in. Because this is the start of the stairs, you only need to use a lino knife. I wouldn't go crazy with a bolster or anything like that yet. So now comes the stapling. So I'm going to put the staple down in that crutch, and that's going to hold the carpet in there. So this is, instead of gripper, the staples are going to go down on an angle and grab that carpet and hold it in place. Spray won't hold the carpet indefinitely, so the staples will. So I'm going to put in the stair rods as I go, just to make sure they sit there properly and I don't have to adjust the carpet. If you put gripper in instead of taking that gripper out, these stair rods wouldn't have gone into that crease, and that's why we haven't got the gripper, because they're very tight. Like I said, these are the original, and this is how it was originally fitted. I think she's looking pretty good. So now I have to lift up this carpet to get to the back, because obviously I'm putting on some more spray onto the next step. So I'm going to spray the back of the carpet, and I'm going to spray the underlay. So it's like a contact adhesive. The standard stair lift is very annoying, keeps getting in the way. So now we're going to get the bolster out. And I'm just going to do this by hand because I don't want to smack the hell out of it. This is a very old staircase and I don't want to open up the staircase by smashing it with a hammer. So you just smash it into the crease. Just pushing the side down with the lino knife. And we get a staple. I like to staple every 6 inches, and I want to put a staple right on each edge. Now if those staples didn't go all the way in and be hidden by the pile, you could use the bolster to just bang them in a bit further. But these are good. Plus they're going to be covered up by the stair rod. So now we're going to give it a healthy coat of spray. We're going to spray on top of the underlay. Give it a good healthy coat on the riser. And we're even going to get in the crease, just so it helps hold it into place. And we're going to double stick it by basically spraying the back of the carpet, where we sort of guess how far it will come down on that step. Leave it to go a little bit, and we drop it in. I'm just going to check, make sure it's square, which it is. There's my other camera. So I'm going to push it down into that crease and then get the bolster again and just hammer it in without a hammer, obviously. And that pulls the carpet down and gets it in that crease at the same time. Right, back to the stapler. Staples it in, that's secure. Sweet, and just basically keep going like that. Let's do the next one. Making sure it's not twisted. Sometimes when you bang it in the crease, you can twist the carpet out, and if that had happened, I'd just pull the carpet up, bang it in whichever side it's twisted, to put more into the crease, and then it will basically readjust the carpet. I'm pinching the top of the nose to actually help push the carpet down over that riser. And obviously I use the pokey to push the bit that's underneath the rail for the stair lift, because I obviously can't get in there with the bolster. So that's what that's for. So with a nice sharp blade, I'm going to get right into that crease and cut it off. Try and get it so it's sharp, so you're not when you pull it, it's not going to fray on these whipping. And then to seal these edges, see that little bit of fraying? To seal that, you can get an anti-fray spray, but I didn't have any anti-fray spray, so I can use spray adhesive. And if you spray a bit of spray adhesive on the edge of your lino knife, get it nice and silky, and then you can push that right in the corner and it will soak it up, and that will hold it together. Unfortunately, your lino knife, your pokey, will get covered in fluff. but spray's going to sort it out. You're not going to see this because obviously once the other bit of carpet goes over the top, it's right in the crease. Plus obviously the stair rod itself, it's going on top. So yeah, just make sure it's coated nice, and that will stop it from fraying. So for the last little bit, I'll sped it up so you can see it. This is the last, obviously, step. So I'll speed it up, and it's the same. Obviously, you spray, seal down the edges so that doesn't come loose. Spray up your underlay. Whack your carpet on. Make sure it lines up. Make sure it's big enough so you can tuck it in, staple down your edge. Now as you can see down the far end there, we've got a cut where the bracket for this stair lift is. So I'm going to spray it up and I'm going to seal the edges because I've cut it. I don't want it that fraying out, so I'm getting it straight away with the first cut. It goes in and behind the actual bit. The actual bracket is like hollow, so it goes actually inside. And then I've got to cut a little bit more so it goes in and behind. Cut this little dead body, that's what we call it. Dead body off, which is a fibre off the carpet. Tuck it in, nice. Finish it off with another staple. Alright, just a bit of spray on the riser and right in that crease. Alright, make sure 100% sharp blade. Poke it in, get rid of the little bits of fluff. Now we have to seal those side bits so they don't come out. So a little staple on the bottom one because the edge of it turns away and you can see the underlay there. So that just helps pull it in at the bottom. A few staples on the bottom to stop it from popping back out. Now for these stair rods, I've got to put the last 4 in. So let's get this sorted. Let's get this one in. So I'm going to push it all the way to the left so it clears that bracket. You see how tight it is? That's why you couldn't have gripper. We've got to get it lined up and try and push it through. It's just catching on that. There you go. And you've got to get it equal both sides because it would look a bit funny if it wasn't equal. So I'll do the same for all the others. Push it one way and then force it through the other sides. Just get it equal so it looks pretty good. Alright, let's have a look at it finished. This is all finished, all sorted. As you can see, all the stair rods are all in line. The customer can walk up here safe in the knowledge that this is all going to be solid as a rock and ain't going to go anywhere. All what's left to do is give it a hoover. Where's my apprentice for that, eh? There you go. That's how you do it. So if you like this video, like everyone says on this platform, please like, share with your friends. Say, look, I want my floor to look like this or whatever. And basically give us a subscribe if you can. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much. Bye.